This is Kenya News Update today. What if I told you the Trump administration just put 232 people at risk of being sent back to a war zone? For South Sudanese migrants just filed a lawsuit that could change everything. Coming up, you'll discover why this legal battle matters for every African immigrant in America and the shocking pattern behind it. Meet the four plaintiffs. They're not just names on a document. They're people who built lives in America under temporary protected status. For years, they've worked legally, paid taxes, and raised families. But on November 5th, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem published a notice terminating their protection. Their safe haven was revoked with a signature. And here's the twist. This isn't an isolated decision. It's part of a pattern targeting immigrants of color. The lawsuit alleges the administration violated the law and the Constitution's Fifth Amendment. Amaha Kassa, executive director of African Communities Together, says this reveals the administration's true agenda, stripping protections from immigrant communities of color regardless of the dangers they face. But let's rewind. South Sudan gained independence in 2011. The U.S. immediately designated it for TPS because of extraordinary conditions. Then civil war erupted in 2013. For 5 brutal years, violence claimed 400,000 lives. The lawsuit argues dire humanitarian conditions persist, yet the administration says the country no longer qualifies. Here's what nobody's talking about: the timing. This termination comes after similar moves against Syria, Venezuela, Haiti, Cuba, and Nicaragua, a coordinated legal assault. And then something shocking happened. The lawsuit reveals there are 73 pending applications for TPS from other South Sudanese nationals, people in limbo. Their fate hangs on this case. But here's the part that will blow your mind. The Department of Homeland Security didn't even respond to requests for comment. No explanation, no justification, just a notice in the Federal Register that could uproot hundreds of lives. The legal argument is powerful. The statute governing TPS requires considering ongoing armed conflict and extraordinary conditions. South Sudan still has both. The lawsuit claims the administration ignored the facts, motivated by discrimination, violating its own rules. And the stakes, astronomical. If they lose, these 232 people face deportation to a country the U.S. once recognized as too dangerous. They could be sent back to violence, instability, and uncertainty. Their American-born children face impossible choices, families torn apart by paperwork. But here's the twist. This case is filed in Boston Federal Court, a strategic location. Previous TPS lawsuits have succeeded there. The plaintiffs aren't just fighting for themselves. They're fighting for a principle. That protection shouldn't depend on politics. That safety shouldn't be a temporary privilege. The implications are massive. This case could set a precedent for all TPS holders from Africa. It challenges the administration's entire approach to humanitarian protection. Some say it's about enforcing immigration law. Others say it's racial discrimination disguised as policy. The tension is palpable. A nonprofit organization standing with 4 immigrants against the entire Department of Homeland Security. David versus Goliath in a federal courtroom. But if the conditions in South Sudan haven't improved, why revoke protection now? The lawsuit suggests an answer. A pattern of targeting non-white immigrants. A systematic dismantling of protections for people from certain regions. The controversy is brewing. Legal experts are watching. Immigrant communities are holding their breath. This isn't just about 232 people. It's about what kind of country America wants to be. A nation that offers refuge, or one that revokes it when convenient? The unanswered question hangs heavy. Will the courts intervene? Or will these families be forced to return to danger? Do you think temporary protected status should be renewed based on conditions or politics? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more breaking news that connects Africa to the world.